to today's video. My name's Amy if you're new here, and today I'm going to film a little Q&A. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I thought I would fill in any new followers on sort of who I am, and hopefully some of the questions that I've been asked over on my Instagram will give you kind of an insight and tell you things that you guys want to know rather than just things that I can tell you. So I'm going to just go through it one by one. I've written them down on here. I haven't been able to answer all of them because there was quite a few, but these are in no particular order. We're going to go from deep to really superficial, and we're going to go from there. But if you are new here, my name's Amy and I make content on sustainable fashion, body positivity. I work for a charity now, which I'm going to go on in here as well. And just tell you things about me, because here we are. It's actually Easter Sunday that I'm filming this. So I thought today is the perfect day to kind of give you some insight. And we are filming in front of new and improved little room backdrop. I'm not sure this is where I'm going to film, to be honest. It is a bit chaotic, but I got excited about my new mirror and my new cow chair that I'm completely covering up, so I thought I would film here today instead. I am babbling. We're going to go in with the first question, which is, what is your favourite crisp? Now, if you guys haven't gone and watched Hannah's video on her favourite crisps, it is the best video on YouTube. She'll hate me for talking about it, but it honestly is my favourite, and she obviously was the person who asked me this. So my favourite crisp, I think, is a prawn cocktail Walker's. Is that really boring? Potentially, but I know it is just my favourite. It's something I'll go to if I'm having like a meal deal. I know I can grab them and it'd be nice. Are they like the most exciting? No, but they are like my old trusty. I've always had prawn cocktail Walkers, so that is what I'm saying is my favourite crisp. And in Hannah's video, she talks about how a Nutella sandwich with prawn cocktail crisps is one of the nicest combinations. I have not tried it, because I'm waiting to try it with Hannah, because I'm kind of thinking she's pranking us all and it's not actually going to be nice. So I want her to eat it first and then I'll eat it. If you want me to film that, then let me know, because I will do that. The next question is, what is your biggest pet peeve with charity shops? Now, I asked my mum this one about what my pet peeve was, because I can think of lots of little pet peeves I've got, and she said lack of size cubes, and oh my gosh, did she hit the nail on the head. That is my pet peeve. If I walk into a charity shop that's got no size cubes, I'm probably going to walk out. I really struggle shopping without size cubes. And if you're thinking, Amy, what is a size cube? It is simply the little cube on top of the hanger which tells you what size the item is. I just find that it makes it so much easier to shop. It will cut your shopping time in half. In saying this, if you've been around here for a while, you'll know I always start shopping from like a couple of sizes below to a couple of sizes over my size, so I'm a 16. I'll normally start shopping in the size 14 section and then shop all the way up to probably about 20, because you've got to remember, things in the charity shop might have been shrunk, they might have been stretched. Vintage sizes often come up small, so I find shopping in a range of sizes but around my size is the best thing. And this is so much easier to do when shops have size cubes, and even better, put their items in size order on the rail. It just means that I'm not going to get really disappointed when I find something I love that's a size 6 that is not going to fit me. So that is definitely my biggest pet peeve with charity shops, is when they don't have size cubes. The next question is there anything you want to do with your life now that you would regret later if you didn't do? I hope I explained that properly. This is a question I think I've got lots of answers for. There's lots of things now I think if I don't do it now, I will regret later on. I've written down travel more. I'd love to be able to go on more holidays, and with work at the moment, I'm only working part-time at the charity and then part-time doing beauty. So I do have a bit of flexibility that I could go on like weekend breaks, and I definitely want to make the most of that and kind of travel as much as I can. In saying that, I am going to be travelling with work a little bit, which kind of kills two birds with one stone. The next thing is saying yes to things. I definitely want to say yes to more things in life, and just if my friends ask me if I want to do something, just say yes. I feel like I'm only young once, and this is my time to do all this fun stuff that potentially in the future I won't have time to do. So that is definitely something that is on my list. Say yes to things, do more things. I definitely want to go out clubbing more, even though I hate clubbing. I feel like I want to get out and just have fun and let my hair down, because I feel like I do kind of, I work so much and obviously I do my social media and all this stuff I feel like I have to be somewhat professional for, and I love the days where I'm just silly and fun, and I definitely want to do more stuff that involves that. Okay, so the next question is have you got any holidays booked? And oh my gosh, I don't. I think it's the first time in ages I haven't. I like to have holidays to look forward to. However, we are going away for the weekend to scatter my nan's ashes. That's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Not really counting that as like a holiday though. And me and my parents are really going to try and get to Rome this year. If you guys have followed along for a while, you'll know my Rome trip that I was meant to go on last year. It got cancelled the day before. I literally found out about 12 hours before I was meant to be on a flight. So hopefully we will get to Rome at some point, and we will probably end up just doing like a little weekend break in Rome, which would be lovely. I've been before, but my parents haven't, and I just can't wait for them to experience it. Our next door neighbour is Italian, and he's got family that live really near to Rome, so he's given me a long list of restaurants and things to try. So I really, really would love to get to Rome this year, and hopefully I will. And if Hannah gets her passport sorted, then hopefully me and Hannah will be able to go away, maybe with Amy and Penny if they want to come. But hopefully we'll try and do something later on in the year, potentially. But my family have got loads of stuff going on at the end of this year and the start of next year. My sister's getting married, and there's lots of other things that are really, really exciting happening towards the end of the year. So I feel like plans will potentially change when we learn more about that, like hen do's, things like that, who knows. So yes, I've got Rome hopefully to look forward to, but we have not booked that yet. The next question is, how is my new job going? As you guys know, I own a beauty studio, and I've been doing that for years. If you want to kind of travel along that journey, there is lots of videos about beauty on my channel. However, I started to, fall in love with the secondhand community, the charity shop world, and I did manage to get a job for Havens Hospices. I'm in their trading marketing kind of section, so I work for basically marketing their shops, which is so exciting. It's literally my dream job. It's been what I've been saying I've wanted to do for years. Not quite sure how I've managed to get it, but that's going really well. It's really creative. I'm encouraged to kind of have fun with it and really think outside the box, which I feel like I really thrive on. I feel really valued in the charity, and you're all kind of working towards one goal, which is really, really lovely. So it's going very well. It's very, very busy, which is why YouTube I am trying to maintain sort of my Wednesdays and Sundays upload, but I'm not sure if I'm always going to be able to, just with work and life being super busy at the moment. The next question is, what is your favourite time of year? And I'm going to say summer. However, there is definitely pretenses to the summer being my answer. I want it to be summer, but not when it gets into a heat wave and it's disgustingly hot and no one can sleep and that horribleness. I don't want that. I like summer where I can go out with no jacket on, can wear my cute summer dresses, have picnics in the park. Like, I want all that side of summer, but not the horrible heat wave summer that we have been getting so much. Thank you, global warming. So yes, summer I'd say, just because it's fun and a lot of the fun things happen in summer. I do also love Christmas though, and I love the festivities, but I'm gonna say summer. The next question is, what is my favourite charity shop? Now, this is a hard one because there is definitely shops I love for certain reasons, but I must say, I think the Havens Hospices shop in Basildon, I know I'm biased because I do now work for them, but their outlet stores are just amazing. Everything £3 or less, 4 for £10. I have had so many of my favourite pieces in my wardrobe have come from there, so I think that's why I'm inclined to say it. I've had some amazing bargains. I've had lots of evening dresses, which there is an evening dress try on video coming on soon of all the evening dresses I've brought in charity shops. Hannah's idea. But yes, I think Havens Hospices in Basildon is probably my favourite, just because I've found so many great bargains in there and it is just really reasonably priced. I do feel like it is one that you have to go to a lot and rummage around, because the stock, not all of it is amazing. If you want one where everything's really curated and pretty, then I feel like you try their Relove stores. Dogs Trust stores tend to be quite curated. What other ones? I don't know, maybe Sense in Billericay, get loads from there. Obviously I used to work there, so I got lots, but there's lots of charity shops I love for different reasons, but the Havens Hospices in Basildon has been my favourite for years, so I feel inclined to say that one. The next question is, how do you get through a rough day? Now, I must admit, I've been feeling a little bit down yesterday, the day before, and I'm feeling a little, I don't know, just a little bit down. There's a lot of bad stuff going in the world, and I feel like that can really affect me sometimes and kind of overwhelm me. And also just had some comments that haven't made me feel the best, and just stuff going on that's not made me feel great. But when that does happen, I have a very strict rule of I don't try and doom scroll and make myself feel worse, which I know it's so easy to do that. So instead I try and do all the things that make me happy. So I'll definitely chat to my friends about what's going on. I find that really, really helps. Chatting to multiple different people, but just getting out of my system, even talking about something else. But I do think hitting the nail on the head, sometimes what you have to do, you have to talk about the things that are making you sad. But more practical solutions that I feel like everyone can do. Go and watch James Acaster's Netflix specials. They never fail to make me laugh. I've gone through breakups and that's what I've gone to do, and it honestly makes me so happy because he's just hilarious. James Acaster's Netflix specials, especially the second episode, but do watch them in order for the first time because then you'll kind of get a sense of the storyline. That always makes me laugh without fail. And also, I'm in the Mood for Dancing by the Nolans. It's my favourite feel-good song. If I'm ever sad and that comes on, best believe I'm in a good mood after that. So that is definitely what cheers me up. Eating some chocolate, baking some brownies, watching a good film, like all the stuff that does actually make me feel happy, that's what I'll try and do. Because we all have rough days and sometimes I just feel really stressed and all I need to do is actually just sleep. But yes, definitely them three things. Chatting to friends, watching James Acaster, listening to I'm in the Mood for Dancing by the Nolans. I'm a happy gal after that. So the next one is, what is your biggest achievement? This one is so hard because I am so proud of where I've got to in the last 2-3 years. Like about 2 years ago, I was coming out of a breakup, didn't really have a sense of who I was. And in that time, I've built up my Instagram, which the numbers are great, but that's not the reason I'm so happy about it. I have made so many friends, both people who work in charity, people who just love charity shopping, and I have made such lovely lifelong friends by doing that. And I think pushing myself out of my comfort zone, going to these events, meeting new people, going when I literally know no one there. And if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have got to where I am today. And I'm just so grateful for all the opportunities that have come my way. And it's really hard to know what's kind of luck and what's also you've actually worked for. But I do think anything that's had to push you outside your comfort zone is an achievement in itself. And I feel really grateful and really proud of myself. And I feel like we're so easy to kind of big up other people's achievements, but find it really hard to recognise when we've done something really good. But I have got my dream job that I've dreamt about for ages. I have got amazing friends that I have met through a wonderful community. I've set up trips like the Big Essex Thrift Trip, which is a massive kind of planning situation, and I built relationships with brands who I'm really passionate about, like Latham Street and these wonderful, wonderful businesses. And I just feel really grateful that I have been able to do that. So I think they are my biggest achievements. And passing my driving test, which was something at one point I never thought I'd be able to do. And I love driving now. And a lot of the things I do now, I couldn't have done if I don't drive. So definitely that. But I do think building up my Instagram following sounds really superficial and just numbers, but actually in that I've found so many wonderful friends, have met so many wonderful people, have done things like the Bernardo shoot, which was one of the best days ever, and I just feel so incredibly proud that I can do this stuff, I have the opportunities to do it, and also that in doing all of this stuff we are working towards, you know, helping with like global warming and stopping fast fashion giants growing quite as much. And I just feel like we're all doing a good thing. We're raising money for charity, but we're doing it in a way that we're making friends and having these wonderful experiences along the way. And if you are not someone who is in the secondhand thrifty community, but it is something you want to get into, like, start interacting with these people online, because it is the most wonderful community you'll ever be in, and I absolutely love it with my whole heart. It makes me so happy. Things like the Big Essex Thrift Trip, when we had so many different people from all over the country, and we all just instantly got on, and it was just the loveliest atmosphere, and a lot of people didn't know anyone. Some people knew like 1 or 2 people, and like my best friend from home who I've grown up with, Katie, who's been on the channel before, she was like, I've never like met so many people that instantly just felt really welcoming, and everyone just accepted each other even though we're all really different. And I love that. I love the community, and I definitely think that being part of this community is definitely one of my biggest achievements. And also, this is gonna be a really long answer, the work around body positivity is something that I did a lot a while ago and haven't been doing so much, but is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. And I've had a couple of messages from people saying that that content's helped them, and if I can help anybody feel even like 10% better about themselves, then I feel like that is always going to be up there with my biggest achievements, because I really, really, truly feel that anyone can get to a stage where they feel even just neutral or positive about their body. And I feel like it is a really hard thing, and it's not stressed how hard it is, but is hopefully something that I am helping make that little change that could make someone feel a bit better about themselves. And that is really what I'm here to be doing. So that definitely, it's got really deep, and you'll be glad to know the last 2 questions are not deep at all. The next one is your favourite film. Now, I don't have a specific favourite film. I have lots of different films that I do like, and I've gone back and visited a couple of these recently and have really enjoyed them still. So I'm going to read a couple of them to you. Good luck to you, Leo Grande. This film is one of my favourite films of all time. If you haven't seen it, I think it's on Amazon Prime. It's a beautiful Emma Thompson film, all about body positivity, sex, and kind of the stigma around that. It's just beautiful. I don't want to explain too much to give stuff away, but it's a film you maybe don't want to watch with your mum, maybe watch by yourself, because there is, the theme is around sex, but oh my gosh, is it beautiful. And it tackles loads of topics I think needs to be tackled in a way that is still lighthearted and funny and impactful and emotional, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I went to see it on a whim, as you guys know. I have my Cineworld card, which I love, and I randomly just wanted to go to the cinema one day and saw that, watched the trailer, and was like, I'm going to just go see it. Didn't know anything about it, hadn't heard anything about it, and I was crying, I was laughing. It's a beautiful film, and I'm so glad I went on a whim to the cinema that day and went to see it, because it's gorgeous. The next film is not impactful in any way. I just really enjoy it. It is quite controversial, maybe even more controversial than Hannah's Nutella and prawn cocktail crisp sandwiches, but the new Aladdin, the one with Will Smith, I love that film. I really love it. The music, amazing. Storyline, obviously it's Aladdin, it's a good storyline. The visuals, I just love it. It's a really good feel-good film, and I can chuck that on and be happy, and I like it. The next one I haven't written down, but I've just thought about, and a film that makes me really happy, and every time I go watch it back I'm really happy, is Wild Child. It is the only film I can think of in existence that shows UK charity shops. They go charity shopping in one of the scenes. It's amazing. Poppy and, I'm going to forget his name, but her love interest, which I'm going to get really told off that I don't remember his name. Freddie. Their love story, love it. It's like cheesy rom-com goodness in a way that is just amazing and funny and great, and I just bloody love that film. It brings me back to my childhood. I'll tell you a little story time about it. I used to have it on my iPod Nano, and it was one of the only films I had on there, and the first word in that film, if you haven't seen it, is shit. And I remember gathering all of my friends from about 10 and going, the first word in this film is a swear word. And I'd play it and we'd all go, oh my gosh. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Love that film. Great, cringy, but in the best way, and I just love it. The next one is Hidden Figures, kind of the opposite of that, a very, very serious film about black women that worked for NASA in a time where segregation was still a thing, and it's all about kind of working together towards a common goal, and it's beautiful. It's based on a true story. Again, really impactful. It's a really feel good. Like, yes, you're really rooting for them in every way, and it's just a great film. The next one is The King's Speech. I watched this on the plane and remembered that I really like this film. Again, makes me cry, makes me laugh. I think it's a very good film. Really enjoy the one. Not too much to say about it. And the final one is The Martian. When I first saw this film, I really enjoyed it, and I've gone back and watched it multiple times. It's quite an easy watch, and I quite like it. There is so many more films I love. basically any Disney, any Marvel, I love. But they're the films that kind of I'm into at the moment. It changes by the month with me. I don't really have any favourites in things, but they're definitely some of my favourites. And finally, favourite social media app. Now, I've done this in a couple of different categories. My favourite one to post on is Instagram, even though Instagram really tries to beat you down and not giving you any engagement. But I do still like posting on Instagram, and I kind of have my most fun with posts on Instagram. For scrolling and wasting hours, TikTok, so easy to waste hours on there. The people who create on TikTok are wizards. I'm not quite sure how they do it, because I find TikTok really hard to kind of grow on there, but I do really enjoy TikTok to scroll on, but it does kill brain cells. I'm aware, I watch it for far too long. And then for just general entertainment purposes, I have quite a few people I subscribe to on YouTube, which I will religiously watch all of their videos. It's comfort, it's I'm eating breakfast and want something to watch while I'm eating breakfast. If I'm home alone, I'll lay and I'll watch YouTube. And I definitely think YouTube is kind of like my downtime and my time where I just relax. And I watch quite a lot of it, so I feel like I can't say what my favourite social media app is without including the one that I probably end up spending most time on. So that's it. That's all the questions I'm going to answer today. If you do have any more questions, then be sure to pop them in the comments and I will get back to you. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.